Okay, so I'm going to go over some homework problems to help us with this. So this first one, it's going to ask you for like the end behavior of these polynomials. So I'll just make up some examples. So say you had like negative 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus x plus 4, like 4x to the 6 plus 3x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus 1, and so on. So basically what we're doing is you have to look at, this is that chart I went over. You always look at your highest exponent power. So like here, this one is my highest exponent power. Down here, this one is my highest exponent power. But let's focus on this first one for right now. So it is a negative leading coefficient, so it's going to be negative. And this number right here is odd. So it's an odd power with a negative coefficient. Okay, so odd power, that means it's in this row. Negative coefficient, this row, so it's going to look something like this. So all you need to do there is put left side goes up, right side goes down. Okay, if we look at this one, I'll do this one in a different color. So we have 4x to the 6th here. Well, this is positive. So it's a positive coefficient. And this is even. So positive and even means that they're both going up. So this one would just look like this. Okay, and that's all you need to draw for that. Okay, let's go to this next one. So then if we're asked to sketch this, so the first thing we need to do here is find the zeros. And when you are going through your homework, I need to see all of this work. So the first thing we do here is find the zeros. So I'm going to take each of these and set them equal to 0. So I have, we can take the negative 2, x plus 2, and x minus 4. So we have negative 2 equals 0, which we'll talk about that in a second because that's not true. X plus 2 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. Well, this one, obviously, negative 2 cannot equal 0, which means that I can just kind of ignore that right now. Okay. This one, if I subtract 2 over, I get x equals negative 2. And if I add 4, I get x equals positive 4. So that means I have two zeros here. One's at negative 2, so I can graph that one, and one's at 4. Okay. Now I need to look at the multiplicities. So I need to look at these exponent powers. I actually want to do this in a different color. So I want to look at these exponent powers. So this has an exponent of 3. This one has an exponent of 2. So this means this has a multiplicity of 3, and this one has a multiplicity of 2. Now remember, if it has an odd multiplicity, that means it crosses. And if it has an even multiplicity, that means it touches. Okay, so this one, 3 is odd, so this is going to cross. 2 is even, so this is going to touch. Okay, so at the negative 2, this one is going to cross. And then at x equals 4, this one is going to touch. And then the last thing we need to do is look at our end behavior here. So if we look at this, we have to add up our exponents. So we have a 3 and a 2. So 3 plus 2, that's 5. So that means it's an odd power. And then I look at this leading coefficient here. The leading coefficient is negative, so it's an odd power and it's negative. If we go back to that chart over there, if it's odd and it's negative, odd means they're going opposite directions. Negative means that the right side of this is ending down. So my end behavior is going to look like this. So then I can draw this. It starts up, it crosses there, comes up and it touches, and then it goes down. Okay. Okay, let's do another one. So this one right here. Again, first thing we have to do is find our zeros. So I have x cubed equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and x minus 7 equals 0. Well, this right here, x cubed equals 0, I could just cube root both of these, which the cube root of 0 is just 0, so we get x equals 0. Here I could subtract 2, and I get x equals -2. Here I add 7, and I get x equals 7. So I have a 0 at 0, I have 1 at -2, and I have 1 at 7. Now I can look at my exponents. So this is a 3, so this one has a multiplicity of 3. This is a 2, so this has a multiplicity of 2. This one, there isn't a number there, so we're just going to assume it's a 1. So this has a multiplicity of 1. Okay. So then odd multiplicities cross. So this one is going to cross, and this one is also going to cross. Even multiplicities touch. So at the 0, this is going to cross. At the -2, it is going to touch. And then at the 7, it's going to cross. Okay. So then here, now we need to figure out our end behavior. So I can just take these exponents and add them up. So I have 3 plus 2 plus 1, which 3 plus 2 plus 1, that ends up giving us 6. So it has an even power. This leading coefficient here is positive. So it's a positive with a leading coefficient. Positive, coefficient. Which means even and positive, even means they're going the same way, positive means that they are going up. So then to graph this, this would come down, it would touch there, it's going to cross there, and it's going to cross there. Okay? Okay, this one. So it's asking you to write out the polynomial given these zeros. So to do this, I can just write these as like x equals -3, x equals -1/3, and x equals -4/3. And I want to work backwards and put these back into their factors. So for this first one, I'm just going to add the 3 over. So I get x plus 3 equals 0. This one, I'm going to first multiply by 3. So I get 3x equals -1. Then I'm going to add the 1 over. So I get 3x plus 1 equals 0. This one, I'm going to multiply by 3. So I get 3x equals -4. Add the 4. And you get 3x plus 4 equals 0. So then we can write this out as x plus 3, 3x plus 1, and 3x plus 4. So I just got that one from there, there, and there. And then we're going to multiply them out. So it doesn't matter which two we start with. Let's just start with these two. And I'm going to draw a box over here. So we have 3x plus 1, 3x plus 4. Well, that's 9x squared. This is 3x. This is 12x. And this is 4. So if I pull that all out, I'm left with 9x squared. Those two combine to be 15x plus 4. And then I'm just going to bring this x plus 3 back down. Now I can multiply those together. So I draw 2 by 3 box. So I get x plus 3, 9x squared plus 15x plus 4. So that's going to be 9x cubed. That's 27x squared. 15x squared, that would be 45x, 4x, and 12. So then the final answer here is going to be 9x cubed. 27 plus 15 is 42. That's these two right here. 45 plus 4 is 49. And then 12. So this is your final answer. Cool. Do one more. This one has multiplicity, so I want to do this one. So what we're going to do here, this multiplicity, that's basically saying we have two of these. So we have -1, -1, and we have -2/5. If it was a multiplicity of 3, we'd have 3 of the negative ones. Okay. So then I'm going to have x equals -1, x equals -1, and x equals -2/5. So from this one, I can add that 1 over, and I get x plus 1 equals 0. Same thing here. X plus 1 equals 0. Here I'm going to multiply by 5 first. So you get 5x equals -2. Add the 2. And you get 5x plus 2 equals 0. So then this is going to be x plus 1, 5x plus 2. And we just have to multiply this all together. So I'm going to multiply these two first. So we have x plus 1, x plus 1, x squared, x, and 1. So this is going to be x squared plus 2x plus 1. Bring down this 5x plus 2. Then if we multiply that together, so we have 5x plus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 1. That's 5x cubed, 10x squared, 5x, 2x squared, 4x, and 2. So our final answer is 5x cubed plus 12x squared plus 9x plus 2. Okay, hopefully that helps. This is the work I need to see for this. I've already graded some of these. I am going back right now, making sure that you're putting this work in here, okay? Anyways, have a good day. Miss you guys. Bye.